Kevin, thanks for taking the time to have a chat with me here as the season comes up towards an end. How do you reflect on your first few months then back with Berwick Rangers?
Interesting, challenging, but it's been enjoyable as well. It's a good club. It's a club I'm privileged to be working at. It's a good group of players, and equally, they've been a joy to work with as well.
I know you mentioned when we first spoke, if you look back, that there would be a bit of short-term pain when you first came into the club. I feel like you sort of came through that period. There's been some highs and some lows throughout that time, but a great win on the weekend there, what you're saying.
Yeah, there was short-term pain. In the first two games was a 3-0 and a 4-0 defeat. But since then, that we've played 10 games after that, and we've only been beat twice. And we've accumulated 5 clean sheets in that 10 games, that 10-game period, league period anyway, league games. So that we knew there'd be short-term pain. We wanted to get across our ideas. We wanted to put a bit of belief into the boys and into the team. I kind of said it on Saturday there. Bad players don't play this level. Good players play this level. It's a very, very challenging league. And you have to be first and foremost, you have to be a good player. So it was just trying to have the players believe that and start picking up points. And ultimately that's what we've done.
And on a similar tone, looking back at that first interview, I remember you mentioned as well, wanting to test yourself personally, coming into a new level, different challenges. What do you feel like you've learned as well when you came into the club?
You're just learning about different opposition. How they play. There is a different style in the Lowland League to the east of Scotland. We learned that pretty quickly. That resulted in us playing a formation that we wouldn't normally play, personally. But because of the opposition, we tweaked what we would normally do to combat that. And like I say, it has got us there in the end.
And on the weekend there, it was a fantastic result as well. Great way to see off final home fixture of the season, sent off for the fans as well. Really happy with that result.
Yeah, happy with the performance as well. I think Saturday was the best we've played. I thought we were in control of the game for large spells. We created lots and lots of chances. The first half, I can probably 6 in the first half alone. We were fortunate that we managed to take 4 of them on this occasion. But that's been similar to previous games. We have created chances and not taken them in those instances. But Saturday was really pleasing, and we've seen a lot of the stuff that we've been asking the players to do, and it was good to see that.
And obviously things have been really tight down at the bottom below the league. A lot of clubs in similar sort of point total. So was it just a relief just to get that 3 points out for the club?
Yeah, we've taken 7 points at the last possible 9. We spoke about a little mini league at the bottom of the league, and if we could come out on top of that mini league, we'd be fine. Which the likelihood is we will be, depending on Saturday's result. But it was just trying to accumulate more points in the teams round about us. The game against Cumbernauld, when we beat them, that was a massive one. Not to get beat for Broomhill was another, a step in the right direction. Would we have wanted to win the game? Of course we would have. We would have loved to have had an easier time than we actually have had. But the performances have been there in spells, and like I said, 5 clean sheets out of the last 10, picking up points. That's including playing 2 teams who were top and second top at the time, with Braves and Celtic. So it has been, relatively pleasing.
And still one more to come this season as well. A chance to finish the season on a high this weekend?
Definitely. It's another game we want to win. We want to win this game because we can still climb this league. I said that when I first come in, that we always wanted to look at teams above us. We wanted to catch teams above us. We weren't interested in the teams below us. So that's still our aim going into the last game of the season. We've got potentially 2 spaces that we can climb. So that's what we're aiming for.
And obviously the season's not ended yet, but have plans for the summer started already, looking ahead towards next season?
Yeah, speaking to players, meeting players, putting together what we think is a competitive squad. That's all started. That's been going for weeks. It makes life a bit easier now that we know what league we're in. Players are more receptive to joining now, so hopefully we can start getting signatures on paper and make it quite a comfortable summer.
Yeah, a bit of time to recharge the batteries before all that work begins again.
Yes, I go away in a couple of weeks, so I'm away for a week. That'll be my time to kind of recharge the batteries, and then I'll be right back into it, leading up to the start of pre-season.
And just to finish this off then, what will the message be to the Berwick fans then ahead of what will be another big season to come, obviously?
It'll be another big season, it'll be another tough season. I believe the league will get stronger with the potentially 1-2 teams that are going to come into it. So it's going to be another hard one. Message is keep supporting. You know, the support that we've received, certainly since I've come in, has been magnificent. The encouragement we get for the supporters, they still come in their numbers to support the team and the club. So long may that continue.
Perfect, Jack. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Best of luck for the weekend.
Cheers.